Welcome to a new episode with ideas and insights. Find the strategies, tactics, and tools for your success in your initiative, project, and campaign. You are listening to the IdeaCast with your host, Tom Wittig. Welcome back again. In the previous podcast episode, I talked a little bit about what you can and cannot do in the Corona crisis right now, and I promised to expand a little bit more on an interesting platform that is coming up in our work in the digital marketing space right now. And I think this is a very special situation because a lot of people have to spend time at home or in their premises, and they are looking for ideas and inspiration. And that's probably one of the reasons why we see a strong upward trend in Pinterest right now. Now, you may not be so familiar with Pinterest right now, and I have to admit I wasn't so familiar with it until some time ago, some few months ago. And then it really caught my interest, and then we were drilling more into the capabilities. So I want to share some of the impressions, and also this will be let's say a mini series of a few episodes. I would like to cover first of all some general remarks about Pinterest and how I see it. Then in the next episode, I want to talk a little bit more about who is on Pinterest and what does the profile look like, what are the topics that people are interested in. And then we will see from there and talk a little bit more about strategies and tactics and how you can use Pinterest in your business or organization. Now, what is so special about Pinterest right now? As I said, a lot of people are looking for ideas, and you might wonder when you first encounter Pinterest. When I saw it, I thought, wow, this is kind of an El Dorado for hunters and gatherers, I would say. And people looking for ideas, people collecting things. And yeah, that is true. Pinterest users are creating boards. They are pinning ideas to the board. And this pin can be anything from arts and crafts to food, travel and entertainment, coaching ideas, personal development, alternative medicine, travel, cars, hobbies, design ideas, etc. And that is, of course, true. And yes, it is some kind of a personal medium. It's not really like a social medium like other social media like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and so on. It's quite different. And there's a little bit more to that. So the first thing that you need to keep in mind is that Pinterest is more like a visual search engine. It's not only visual oriented, so you're browsing through the content and then you're closing in on some ideas, etc. But it actually has a visual search engine. So it's looking for similar pins, it's looking for similarity in the content. And of course, you can also search by keywords, but it is much more than that. And all of this is driven more and more by artificial intelligence capabilities. So that's probably what makes it more and more interesting. So as the content is growing and as there's more content and the algorithms are learning, the machine becomes better and more powerful every day, every month. So that's really interesting. But they're also adding new capabilities to it, like AR capabilities, video, and so on. Video, I think, is certainly one of the hot topics right now, not only on Pinterest, of course, many other social platforms as well, plays an increasingly important role. And for our part, we also experiment a lot with different forms of videos for content marketing and brand content, as well as video advertisement. And that turns out to be quite interesting. And also it comes with a new set of KPIs, which one needs to really understand how the video engagement and the click funnel is really working. Next, Pinterest supports schema. That's pretty unique, and I think that is probably one of the key differences compared to other platforms, because you can actually create a pin, and that's then called a rich pin, when the pin is pulling in the information, the structured data from your website. So imagine you have a website with recipes, for example, and you set up a pin on Pinterest. And then if you set up the schema data correctly, it can be pulled right into the pin. And that makes the pin not only more nice looking and rich in terms of content, but it provides a higher engagement rate and click-through rate. So that's what we see from our tests in our studies so far. Pinterest is an up-and-coming platform for advertising and online marketing. I find that very exciting right now. So we're doing various campaigns and constantly testing new ideas. And I will probably talk about that a little bit more in detail when I want to cover the case study that I mentioned before in one of the next episodes. In terms of engagement, there are two concepts here in Pinterest. One is followers or followership, so people who actually click on your profile to follow you. And the other concept are audiences. So these are people who actually see your content, engage with your content. And what I can see from our work is that a lot of the traffic, a lot of the engagement, a lot of the conversion is driven by the second type of audiences. So people who are in your audience, who have before engaged with your content. And that actually means you have a very agile way to grow your demand, to surface demand. So you don't have to first build followers and grow the followership, which is usually a very long process. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that. I think it's great to have a lot of followers. But if you want to, for example, promote a certain time-bound campaign or a seasonal campaign, then you can work with audiences. And the interesting thing about audiences is that Pinterest also gives you an indication about the affinities of the audiences. So they tell you if your audience that's coming to your website has certain affinities to the topics which are very prominent on Pinterest. And that makes it a great way for targeting the audiences that are actually looking for the kind of content, products, and services that you have to offer. Now, as of today, Pinterest is not as far advanced in terms of social SEO, but it's certainly possible. So we tested that out also in our case study. And there are other platforms which are more, let's say, granular when it comes to social media marketing or local SEO, like Facebook, for example. You can target down very, very precisely where people are actually moving on the street almost. This is, as of today, not yet possible with Pinterest, but we figured out some workarounds and we were able to surface demand for one of our clients in, let's say, a very confined region. So that was very promising. Last but not least, there's also a way to hook up your e-commerce store. So if you have an e-commerce store, you can hook up the product feed into Pinterest. And then basically what that does is it affords you with a way to basically promote product pins. So people can purchase right from the platform or come to your e-commerce store. So that's certainly exciting. I think especially right now in this rather turbulent times during and after the Corona crisis, I think a lot more companies are preparing for e-commerce based businesses, even local stores. I see a lot of interesting questions coming from that side. So Pinterest might be a great way to actually combine things here. Now, besides all these great capabilities, and I probably didn't cover everything here, but I just wanted to give you my first impression on this new topic, because I think it's a great way of a platform that you can use right now during these times. Now, above and beyond, I think what is really important, above and beyond these great capabilities, we still have to do the basics right. So one thing that we found out is that unlike other platforms, Pinterest is very geared towards mobile usage. So people to a very large degree use the mobile smartphones, not even the tablet PCs, and certainly not the desktop PCs. There's some portion of clients or users who use the desktop, but I think the vast majority is using mobile phones. So what that means is you have to get your website in order, and it has to be very mobile friendly, it has to be fast, and it has to provide a great end-to-end customer experience, a mobile experience, I should say. And the last point is, of course, when you want to be successful, you have to adopt a data-driven or test-driven approach and experiment with some of these new concepts and ideas. Take a look at the numbers, read the numbers correctly, and then figure out what are the key combination, what is your mix where you can go all in with your budget to drive demand and drive conversions, engage more customers, sell more products. So that was it for this first part of the small mini series. You can actually follow us on Pinterest. Our site on Pinterest is pinterest.com/Wittigonia Digital. So that's one word. And I will put the link in the show notes here as well. So let me know what your experience is with this so far. What is your level of interest in Pinterest? And then I see you next time when we talk a little bit more about who is actually on Pinterest. Until then, be well, healthy, and productive. When you are looking for inspiration and help with your digital marketing and growth initiatives, please check out our digital marketing agency, WITTIGONIA Digital. We provide a range of support from strategy to implementation tactics and optimization of digital marketing campaigns. From managed services to workshops and compact learning modules, our work supports you and your team. Discover more at wittigonia.com.